Jon Rahm, thank you so much for joining us today and welcome to the 149th Open here at Royal St George's. Have you played the course yet? Can you give us your first impressions?
I haven't played this week yet. We came in yesterday morning and then had to get tested and wait quite a while, so I didn't want to come in later when it was raining. I have played here before. I think I played in 2009. So if the course hasn't changed, I've changed quite a bit. So it'll be a different experience. We played the British Boys over here, and that was my first ever tournament, I believe, in links golf. So some fun memories from the area. So I'm excited to see it this week. I've heard nothing but great things, and really excited.
That's great. Do we have questions from the floor for Jon, please? Yeah, just here.
Hi Jon. Didn't get a chance to speak to you on Sunday night after the end of the Scottish Open. How would you sort of sum up the week? Because at times you played some fantastic golf, but just didn't quite get over the line. So how would you sum up the week as a whole?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I managed pretty well. Thinking about it, back about the tournament, there was a couple strategy mistakes that cost me a couple shots, but the main problem was on the greens. Which is expected, right? When you change from greens that are really fast to go into slower greens, it can be a little bit difficult, and sometimes you start thinking too much instead of just acting and doing what you usually do. But overall, it was a good week. I certainly, not that I expected, but I was prepared to play a lot worse than what I did. And so I'm happy that I started playing that well and got a really good form coming into this week.
Question from the front here.
Jon, it seems like we see so many guys with so many swing coaches and such big teams out here, and you seem to do things a little differently. You seem to be mostly on your own. Are you working with anyone swing-wise, and if not, how do you go about working on stuff mechanically?
Well, I have a team as well. The way I think about it, you do the work at home, and then when you come to a tournament, it's time to perform. Right? If you're searching for a swing during the major championship week, is usually a red flag for me. This is the way I choose to do things. With that said, my swing coach that's come, his name is Dave Phillips, started TPI. He's the one I've been seeing for the last 8 years or so. And it's also a little bit different for me because I haven't actively tried to change my swing in over 10 years. I have the swing I have, and I've gotten more mobile and stronger in some parts of my swing, so that might slightly change it, but I have certain unique parts and certain unique, or let's say physical limitations that let me swing the way I swing, and I don't deviate for that, right? So I've been able to slowly improve my game with what I have and learn how to hit different shots without having to change my swing, and I think that's one of the keys to why I'm consistent, right? I don't change it. I play with what I have and try to improve from what I have.
Question from the middle here, please.
Hi, Jon. Sean from TalkSport. As someone who performs so well in links conditions, how special is it returning to the Open after it's cancelled last year? And with 32,000 people per day, biggest crowd we've had since golf returned, how excited are you for big crowds?
Very excited. We've missed it. We've missed it. And to be fair, I did not expect this tournament to be the first one we're going to have full crowds, just because of the lockdown and limitations at all. But excited, especially in a course with such history as this one. It's known to be a difficult links golf course, so I'm hoping it plays like that, and I'm looking forward to the challenge. It's always a week I really cherish, I really enjoy. So, like I said earlier too, this was my first ever links golf experience, so it's a little bit of nostalgia in there as well. So I'm really excited.
Question from the back, please.
Hi Jon, how different does it feel coming to a major as a major champion? Does it feel any different? Is there pressure in terms of that? And also the question about this sort of joining the elite gang of people who could win the US Open and the Open Championship, and this is quite an elite group.
Yeah, I'm usually pretty good in golf history. I know Tiger has done it. Might have been maybe Ben Hogan has done it too, and not many more. I'm assuming Jack. Jack is always in all of those lists. Maybe not, I don't know. It would be pretty incredible to win both Opens in 1 year. It would be amazing. Now, you do have a sense of, at least I did have a sense of relief after winning the first major, right? I felt like for the better part of 5 years, all I heard is major, 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 just because I was playing good golf, as if it was easy to win a major championship. But the fact that you are expected to win one means nothing but you're playing good golf. So a bit of relief in that sense, but doesn't really change, right? Still the next one to win, so I still come with the same level of excitement, obviously, and willingness to win. So more focused on, it would be pretty incredible to be able to win the Open. Nobody after Seve has been able to do it, so to give Spain that would be pretty unique as well.
Just a quick reminder to our journalists on Zoom that if you would like to ask a question, indicate this by raising your hand. But we've got one question in the front here.
Hi John, you mentioned your debut on links golf here. You've obviously had success at the Irish Open. You played well last week. Has your opinion of links golf changed since that first maybe experience?
No, I've loved it every time. And mainly because you truly have to play your own game and learn from the golf course, right? You have a little bit more variety of golf, and it's the unique part about it, right? It's the ever-changing, let's say, wind or weather conditions, the ever-changing state of the golf course. It's what makes it such a great week, and every time you come to the UK, so it's something I've always enjoyed. There's always a little bit of luck involved in what part of the draw you are on, depending on the weather you get, and that's part of golf. And again, if anything, if it changes for the better. I feel like I love it more and more every time.
And we've got a question from Louine, please.
Hi. You talked about your physical limitations which affect your swing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think a lot of people would like to know what they are and maybe wish they had these physical limitations.
I must say, I've been pro for 5 years. I've mentioned this before. This is the first time I'm getting this question, because I'm tired of hearing that the reason why I have a short swing is that I have tight hips or other things. If you know anything about golf, that's the stupidest thing to say, okay? So for people that don't know, I was born with a club foot on my right leg, which means for anybody that's sensitive about that, my right leg up to the ankle was straight. My foot was 90 degrees turned inside and basically upside down. So when I was born, they basically relocated, pretty much broke every bone in the ankle, and I was casted within 20 minutes of being born from knee down. So I think it was every week I had to go back to the hospital to get recasted. So from knee down, my leg didn't grow at the same rate. So I have very limited ankle mobility on my right leg. It's 1.5 centimeters shorter as well. So what I mean by limitations is I can't take a full swing because my right ankle doesn't have the mobility or stability to take it. So I learned at a very young age that I'm going to be more efficient at creating power and be consistent from a short swing. If I take it full to parallel, yeah, I might create more speed, but I have no stability. My ankle just can't take it. Now also, and this is what I've learned from doing many TPI tests, my wrists don't have much mobility this way, but I'm hypermobile this way. That's why I also naturally turn to bow my wrist to create power in every single sport I do. So that's why on my swing, I bow my wrist and that's how I hit it, right? So it's little things that I think a lot of people can learn, right? Let your body dictate how you can swing. Simple as that. And that's why Dave has been such a great addition to me when I started going to TPI with the Spanish Golf Federation, was because they could teach me how my body moves and what I can, or not that I can or cannot do, but what I'm going to be more efficient at doing, right? So the main thing is my right foot. Yeah, it's just that ankle does not move much.
Okay, we will cross to our Zoom room now, please.
So I think she had a follow-up.
Sorry, Louine, can you just wait for the microphone?
I bet you often think how efficient a short swing is.
It's efficient for me, right?
Efficient, very efficient.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's what works for me, right? And I think it's the biggest lesson I can give any young player. Don't try to copy me. Don't try to copy any swing out there. Just swing your swing. Do what you can do, and that's the best thing for yourself. And that's, I mean, I used to not be a good ball striker, terrible, and slowly once I started learning in college, I became a good ball striker. So, learn from your body. Your body's going to tell you what it can and can't do. Some things you can improve, some things you can't. In my case, the right ankle is not going to move any more than it can right now. So that's the beauty of that.
Excellent, thank you. And we will cross to Zoom now.
Hello, we've got two questions here for Jon. If I can ask Simon Nesler to unmute and ask his question to Jon.
Yeah, should I go first?
Go ahead, Simon.
Yeah. Just wondering, with the Olympics coming up, obviously a number of top players have decided not to play. You have stated that you are very thrilled to play in the Olympics. Can you say a little bit about why you chose to play in the Olympics, and why do you think that many people opted out of it?
I mean, I can't speak for other people, so I don't know why they're opting out of it. You have to ask them. Yeah, I'm not going to speak for them. In my case, I've been really fortunate enough to represent Spain in every level as an amateur since I was 13 years old. I've been able to win many team events representing Spain worldwide. And once you turn professional, you don't really get that chance, right? You get a little bit of the Ryder Cup, but it's not the same thing as Olympics or a World Cup maybe. So to be able to have that chance as a pro, something that up until 4 or 5 years ago was not even a possibility, to me it was something I will never doubt, right? You get the chance to call yourself an Olympian, which is only a very select group of people in human history that can call themselves that. And if you were able to get a medal, especially a gold medal, you're even more of a select group, right? Especially in golf, you'll be, I mean, last time was early in the 1900s where a golfer was in the Olympics, up until Justin Rose, right? So in recent memory, you'll be the second one with a gold medal, which to me, it's very, very enticing. So yeah, I mean, even though I can't go watch other sporting events and support my countrymen and my friends, you know, we're all going to be there. And I would say, well, in spirit, obviously, not physically, but it'll be, to me, it's a great opportunity. So it'll be a great moment for me if I could deliver a gold medal for Spain.
Okay, we've got another question from Jon Slattery.
Hiya, how are you, John? I'm just wondering, with let's say the talk you had there and the physiology, do you think that links courses suit your game better than, we'll say, parkland courses, or have you kind of got a happy medium between the two?
Well, I grew up and was more parkland. I grew up in traditional golf in Spain, so I'm used to playing golf with trees on the way. That's how I grew up. But I think Jack Nicklaus said it best, right? A lot of times you hear...
Back to you. We've got 2 minutes left.
A lot of times you hear that the course needs to adjust to your game, and I'm one of those who believes that the player needs to adjust to the golf course. So no matter what it is, I'm going to try to adjust. Right, so you do whatever needs to be done to do that. I like to think I'm a very complete player. That, you know, my game travels everywhere where I go. So that's probably why. I mean, that's probably because of the mindset I have. Right, I do change my game quite a bit based on where I'm playing.
Excellent. We've got time for one more question just here in the middle.
Jon, there's been a lot of talk since Sunday about England football team, and the word failure has been mentioned because they didn't win and so on, the runners-up and so on. Now you have won and you have also finished second. What is your view about finishing second?
Well, we're talking about very different things, because in golf, you're going to lose a lot more than you win. So when you're not winning, you still need to get the positive out of it, right? A second place is not necessarily a bad thing. Depends on how it happens. So it's a little different because it's not a one-on-one, you know, team one-on-one competition. So I don't think it's fair to compare it. Now, it's not easy to win a Euro Cup or World Cup or anything as a team, right? Especially when they don't have that much time to prepare. And England has such a young team. Such a young team. I feel like some of them need a little bit of time now. Even if they've accomplished a lot with their clubs, playing together is a little bit different. And I feel like when you keep mentioning that it's been 55 years since they've won anything, the amount of pressure you put on 19, 20-year-olds it's a bit extreme, apart from what they already feel themselves. So, you know, I feel for them because they played wonderful the whole tournament. They played great. And they had a really good chance to win. I just hope, you know, they can get past it soon, and in 2 years you have a World Cup. Less than that.
Sorry, I'm just going to have to leave it there. That is our 15-minute time.
I don't mind. Sorry, what was it?
When you finish second in the golf tournament, what do you think?
Like I said, it all depends. Did I have a 6-shot lead and lose it, or was I 10-shot back, shot 9 under, and finished second? There's a big difference. That's the thing. It all depends. If you're in contention, you don't get it done, it's not necessarily a failure. You got to know you got to see what happens, and you can learn from it, right? There's always moments. If somebody came in and finished with 5 straight birdies and they won, I mean, you don't necessarily lose it. They won it, right? So it all depends on the situation and how it happened. That's why I'm thinking and saying it's not fair to compare it, because in golf there's so many situations. So it all depends on the scenario.
All right. Excellent. Thank you very much for your time today, John.
Thank
We
you.
wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.